Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the revelation by Jada Pinkett Smith that she and Will Smith have been separated since 2016? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the relationship between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, then offer my analysis. Will Smith is an extremely famous actor who was born in 1968. He is best known for his work on the TV show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and for being in movies like I, Robot, Independence Day, and Men in Black. Jada Pinkett Smith is an actress who was born in 1971. She was in the Matrix sequels and has a talk show called Red Table Talk. Will and Jada first met on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Jada auditioned to play a character on the show. They became romantically involved sometime later and married on December 31, 1997. They had a son in 1998 and a daughter in 2000. Will and Jada have become notorious for having a relationship characterized by mystery, intrigue, and drama. Their marriage has been the subject of many rumors. Here is a timeline of their bizarre relationship. In August of 2011, Will and Jada released a joint statement to address rumors that Jada was dating a singer named Mark Anthony. About 2 years later, in August of 2013, Jada denied rumors that she and Will had an open marriage. During an interview in June of 2015, Jada said, quote, "I'm not the kind of woman that believes that a man's not going to be attracted to other women. It's just not realistic. And just because your man is attracted to another woman doesn't mean he doesn't love you, and it doesn't mean he's going to act on it," unquote. Sometime around July 2015, so about a month later, Jada attended an event where she met a 22-year-old singer named August Alsina. At some point, not long after this, they initiated what Jada would later refer to as an entanglement. This affair went on for a few years. On July 10, 2020, Will Smith appeared on Jada's show, Red Table Talk, where the two talked about the affair and their relationship. From that conversation, it appears as though their relationship failed and they tried to rebuild it. Jada felt constricted and wanted more freedom. Will stated that the relationship with Jada was the most grueling and excruciating thing they had ever taken on in their lives, but they were not quitters. He really knows how to sell the idea of marriage. On March 27, 2022, Will Smith delivered the notorious slap heard round the world. Chris Rock was presenting the Best Documentary Award at the 94th Academy Awards. Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith were right by the stage in the audience. After Chris told a joke about Jada's lack of hair, Will Smith walked onto the stage and slapped Chris Rock across the face. Will returned to his seat and yelled, "Keep my wife's name out your blank mouth." Organizers asked Will Smith to leave the ceremony, but he refused. Chris Rock continued with his presenting duties, and later that evening, Will Smith won an Academy Award for his performance in the film King Richard. The next day, Will Smith apologized on social media. He characterized his behavior as unacceptable and destructive, but still focused some of the blame on the joke told by Chris Rock. There is this sense that Will wasn't really apologizing. On July 29, 2022, Will Smith released a video featuring a better apology for his behavior. He apologized to Chris, Jada, and others. He talked about how he spent 3 months understanding the nuances and complexities of the slap. Will did not believe that his behavior represented the right way to behave. He concluded by saying he was devoted to putting light, love, and joy in the world. Will Smith may be able to bring joy to the world, but he will not be able to bring any to the Academy Awards ceremonies. He was banned from attending for 10 years. This was his slap on the wrist from the Academy for the slap on the face. During an interview on October 11, 2023, Jada Pinkett Smith revealed some surprising information. She claimed that she and Will Smith had been separated since 2016. So throughout much of the drama that I've talked about in this timeline, Jada and Will were not even together. For example, they were separated during the slap incident. This news struck some people as kind of deceptive, like Jada and Will have been pretending to be together this whole time. Jada suggested that by 2016, she and Will were just exhausted with trying. They were both still stuck in a fantasy of what they thought the other person should be. There are no plans to pursue a legal divorce. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. During the heated discussion between Jada and Will on Red Table Talk in July of 2020, Jada indicated that she was trying to find a way to be happy and maybe having a midlife crisis. The couple was having trouble redefining their relationship as they grew older. Will suggested that there were no deal breakers. Nothing that Jada could do could break up their relationship. This makes it seem as though they had unconditionally committed to each other. They chanted the phrase, quote, "Ride together, die together, bad marriage for life," unquote. This is a reference to Will Smith's Bad Boys movie franchise. The discussion exposed a depressing and fatalistic view of their relationship, almost like they were sentenced to be together. Nothing could ever compel them to get divorced. It's like they just couldn't let each other go. At the same time, they had been separated since 2016, so they really weren't together except on paper. This brings me to item number 2. The true nature of the marriage between Jada and Will is kind of like a phantom. People have been watching the couple for all these years, but what they portrayed was never real. It's like the ending of the TV show St. Elsewhere. It was all a dream. Every dramatic revelation, every feeling, every bizarre statement from the couple must now be considered in a different light. The couple wants to have the right to say they are married, but also the freedom to see other people. It's like they don't understand what being married means. Maybe that is really the problem. Will Smith once said that Jada never believed in conventional marriage. It might be more accurate to say she never understood what marriage was. There is this sense that Jada is the one in charge of this whole situation. She seems to be more strategic about what information she makes public. When Jada was asked why she and Will Smith did not divorce, she responded, quote, "We don't want to because we love our family and we love each other," unquote. She went on to say that it was more of a life partnership. But in 10 years from now, there could be a different story. There's also the sense that Jada has a terrible case of indecisiveness. After she was asked why she kept up the charade for years, Jada suggested that she was not ready yet, and she was still trying to figure out how to be in a partnership. Will Smith has gone along with this partnership analogy. He once said, quote, "We don't even say we're married anymore. We refer to ourselves as life partners, where you get into that space where you realize you are literally with somebody for the rest of your life," unquote. Will and Jada appear to recognize that there's a fantasy component to their relationship. As I mentioned, Jada said that they were both still stuck in their fantasy of what they thought the other person should be. I think the real fantasy is their belief that they can define some new, magical type of relationship that meets every possible need they could have. Whatever they're doing doesn't appear to be working, but they want credit for being fully committed to their strategy of failure. Item number 3, Jada revealed what she was feeling during the slap heard round the world. Instead of primarily being focused on the fact that her husband attacked an innocent person in front of millions of viewers, Jada focused on how Will Smith used the name wife when he declared to Chris Rock, quote, "Keep my wife's name out of your blank mouth," unquote. In addition to seeming a little self-centered, something else is revealed through Jada's response. Will Smith was not only attacking Chris Rock, he was redefining his relationship with Jada. His bold statement was beyond the physical slapping motion. When he was accepting his Academy Award, not long after the slap, Will mentioned the phrase, quote, "The things we do for love," unquote. He was implying that he struck Chris because he loved Jada. Maybe this unconventional marriage and Will Smith's desperation to prove his love combined to cause his behavior, like he was under tremendous mental stress due to this bizarre and untenable romantic situation. When talking about the reasoning behind the slap, Will Smith once said, quote, "You just never know what someone's going through," unquote. There's this sense that Will Smith's existence is like a cauldron of simmering pain, conflict, and unresolved feelings. Not far below the surface is a tremendous amount of shame and regret. Item number 4, running under the assumption that just about all behavior has a purpose. What is the purpose of the unconventional marriage between Jada and Will, and who benefits from this arrangement? Who ends up better off because of this bizarre drama they have perpetuated? Well, there's no question that Will Smith is much more famous than Jada. I think Jada benefits more from this drama than he does. For example, she gave the interview in October of 2023 to promote a memoir. Material gain could be a motive, but I wonder if there's something else that Jada wants. Like, is there some type of emotional benefit from this weird arrangement? Perhaps Will Smith did something to Jada in the past, and she wants to make him suffer forever. Like she wants to embarrass him or make him pay for wanting to be with other women. Maybe vindictiveness is a motive. As far as Will Smith's incentive for playing this game since 2016, maybe Jada was stringing him along. It's also possible that Will just refuses to let go, kind of like he refused to leave the Academy Awards after the slap. Will Smith just has a way of staying in situations that he should not be in. Item number 5. As I mentioned, Jada is trying to promote her memoir. It is titled Worthy. It is a book about a woman's journey to finding herself again. This is an ambitious characterization, considering it's not clear that Jada ever found herself in the first place. The publisher described the book as a gripping, at times painfully honest, and ultimately inspirational memoir from global superstar Jada Pinkett Smith. I have a feeling that reading it would involve a lot more pain than honesty. It is curious that the publisher described the book as, at times, painfully honest. What is the book the rest of the time? Maybe at the end of the book, the reader will find out that the whole story was just Jada's dream. But much more likely, the reader will discover it was their own nightmare. Item number 6. What personality characteristics are evident in this strange situation between Jada and Will Smith? There is no way to know for sure, but here is a theory. Jada appears to be self-centered, grandiose, arrogant, manipulative, and may have a sense of entitlement. Will Smith appears to be shameful, fearful, confused, and prone to rage. Put another way, Will's behavior is consistent with someone who is exposed to Jada's behavior. Maybe that explains just about everything that happened in this relationship. Now moving to my final thoughts. What can be learned from the Jada and Will Smith marital situation? There are 3 things that came to mind. Number 1, these two should never be considered role models for anything positive. They have not unraveled any profound mysteries. Rather, they have simply created a complex relational mess fraught with anguish and bewilderment. They are not pioneers, rather architects of a convoluted emotional labyrinth from which no benevolent essence can emerge. Number 2, no matter how much Jada tries to explain the arrangement as rational, I wonder if this is really just an elaborate and maladaptive coping mechanism for an affair. Maybe it's that simple. Jada is unsuccessfully trying to rationalize, explain, justify, or apologize for infidelity. Number 3, Jada and Will Smith have a bleak and depressing conceptualization of marriage. Based on their behavior, marriage appears to be the source of everything harmful, a trap from which there is no escape, and a fountain of unrelenting agony. They have tried to blame and distort the concept of marriage to explain their own dissatisfaction and desires. The couple has shown the world why marriage is incompatible with self-centeredness. Those are my thoughts about the marriage between Jada and Will Smith. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.